Yo, welcome to Under the Influence Cocktails and Consciousness. This is a critical thinking platform where we talk about issues that are important to the black millennial and then some issues not so important. But as we know, sometimes these issues are tough, so we handle them with a cocktail. Welcome. It's your host, Caleb. And always next to me, joining me, the lovely Ivory.
Hi.
Yo. So, we out here, man. It's crazy out here in the shot town today. Because there was a rally today. Well, there was supposed to be a rally. The shit got I don't know, was canceled, postponed. I
Well,
don't know what the hell it is. But
his speech got canceled, which means that they didn't have to rally.
right. And, of course that was held here in the Windy City at the beautiful pavilion of UIC.
University, Illinois, Chicago. For those who not in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Don't live in Chicago.
yeah. UIC. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk on that, man. This is my thing about it off the back is this, right? What the fuck did he think was gonna happen? What did he think was gonna happen? My man's running the campaign built on a lot of other shit. A lot of back of the woods, racist, um, conservative. Back in the good old days, and not even just that. He's really like evoking the spirit of hang a nigga from a tree.
But this is the contradiction of Donald Trump is that he is posting as if he is a conservative, back to the good old days type of guy, but in reality, he used to be a Democrat. He is a top 1%er in America. He has been for the past 20 plus years. He is a capitalist, but he is provoking the spirits and the energies of white, southern, mostly poor people, but they don't relate to him at all. He was a Democrat at one point, and so he's mocking. This is not real for him. I think that he's getting a kick out of it, and so he's continuing something that he didn't think was really gonna work, and it's working. So he's kind of like, oh shit, let me keep doing this, and now this is the result of it. He's kind of like snatched the curtain open for a lot of things that have been covered up for maybe the last 8 years of Obama's presidency. It's kind of like, nope, there's still lots of racism. There's still people who don't want assimilation. They don't want people to be equal. They want things to, like, as you put it, to go back to the good old days. Like, nope, things are still fueled with racism and hatred. Like, that's the reality. And in some ways, I'm kind of happy that this happened, because then people will stop saying that, like, we overreact when we say Black Lives Matter, or we overreact when we get mad about, things that occur, because they feel like things have changed. But in reality, it hasn't changed. It just hasn't been in the forefront until now.
Definitely. Because they have been pushing, we live in a post-racial society.
Right.
Oh, that was back in the day. You guys are crazy. Oh, yeah. It's that time. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're looking at video footage from the rally that was supposed to continue to take place at UIC that was canceled. But it was canceled because apparently it was a lot of hostility, a lot of people ready to go after each other. So we kind of saw a little some scuffling happening between a black man and a white guy in this video. So yeah.
And that's the epitome, what we just saw on Fox News, of course, live, But what we just saw is the epitome of, I feel like, of what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That was and I like the side that we were just on just now, because we just saw a black dude still on a white dude, because the white dude was all in his face yelling and shit. But the black dude said, "I fuck all that yelling. Let's get physical then."
Huh? He didn't even still on. He kind of like pushed him.
Oh well, hell, let's get physical. If it's gonna be that, if it's gonna be that.
The reason why I correct that is because there is actual footage out there of a white older man definitely punching a black kid in the face for just simply protesting. This white man just walked up to him and punched him. And so we have to be clear about what actually is happening in these rallies, because people, especially the media, would like to depict people of color, whether you're black or Hispanic, young people, as being the aggressors, as being the ones that are causing the trouble. But in reality, like, these white folks be out here ready to, like, attack you on sight, like the black girl that they did
Right.
at one of the rallies, like,
Right.
so that needs to be talked about, because had that been a room full of black people pushing some white girl, this shit would have been over.
Oh my God.
And so now let me start getting on the fact that, like, how, like, black women and girls are, like, the least of any of the human species. I might be getting on that today, but I just want to make clear how the tables have turned, and, like, white hatred is not as threatening as black hatred.
It's
And the
not.
thing is that black people actually have something to be mad about. Like, we have legitimate things to be mad about, but when we get mad, everybody want to get all up in arms. But we just literally saw this white man punch this kid out. I forget what state it was in. I think, like, Kentucky or North Carolina. And we saw the black girl getting pushed and shoved as she's trying to make her way out of a crowd of white people. And that was like a 30-second spot on these media outlets. So we need to get real about that. Like, we need to really, like, be honest about what actually is happening at these rallies.
Right? We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't get in spaces where we're around, where we're the majority. For one, they're not staying around, honestly. I mean, honest to God, usually white people don't go to places where they're not the majority. Racist ones. You know what I mean? You have white people who are cool with, who have a little flavor and shit, or they tend to, they say they have flavor, and then they'll be around. But even when they're around us, we don't treat them bad. We embrace them. You know what I'm saying? I actually, being more knowledgeable now, and I get that that's kind of a sickness thing, so I don't do it. But you notice, because we people watch when we go out. People are cool with that. You know what I mean? Oh, do this dance. Oh, and they could do a dance and they be fucking terrible at it. But the fact that they even gave effort, motherfuckers around them, oh shit, they embraced and shit. You know what I mean? Take your black ass somewhere and be the only black person, and just see how the fuck it is. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. You know what I mean?
Well, it could go one or two ways. Either you are, like, ostracized, singled out, they don't want to deal with you, or you can be tokenized and they're like, hey, where did you come from? And tell me all about your black life. Like, so it can, but either way, it doesn't end right. They treat you like you're not human. Yeah. Now, to me, that's a publicity stunt.
It's a publicity stunt.
For those who are listening, we're still watching video. We saw somebody that we actually know here in Chicago on the screen. Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I have no comment about that, but
We'll
that
see in
right
20
there.
years he'll be somewhere because of this type of shit, though. I did this. This is very
How you feel
interesting.
about
We're watching history now.
What do you think about that? You know him.
I don't want to mention his name. I will not mention his name.
I know, but, like, what's your... Maybe you don't want to...
I think of this. He's not that type of guy. He's not that type of guy. But I feel like he's protected. And people are allowing him to do this.
I ain't gonna even talk, because I got a lot of things running through my mind right now about this.
Because he's not this type of dude. And we talk about this shit, but all right, back to it though, because I mean, that was very interesting. And maybe I'll do a show on that, so you guys will be like, what was he talking about? Maybe I'll do a show on it. You know what I mean? But going forward, I feel like I was ready for this. You know what I mean? I was ready for this to happen. A couple weeks back, in California, Anaheim, California, there was they tried to hold a KKK rally. And what happened is, as soon as they got out and they started this shit, you know what I mean? Like, they started getting their ass whooped. Like, them black people started whooping their ass. California, it's known for one of them states. I feel like Chicago's one of them states. you gonna get your ass touched. Plus, at the same time, I feel like Trump knew he wasn't gonna win in Illinois anyway. You're not going to win Illinois. You know what I mean? Illinois is a highly Democratic state, and it has been for a long time. So I feel like, you know, he was like, all right, fuck it. But this here, man, this is changing the game. Because there will be a backlash from this.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm not the. At one point, I was like, wow, like, I can't believe that this is happening. Like, the fact that Trump is winning and that he is at the forefront of, the race. But I think that I had to come to terms with, like, you know better. You know the America that you live in. And I guess I wanted to believe that. I probably did want to believe that, like, things had changed. But the reality is, like, it hasn't. And this, like, we see the images on now every day on TV with Trump supporters, and it reminds us of how far we actually haven't gone. And it's quite sad because, you have 8 years of a history that had been made, and now it's like you're starting back over. It's like you make 2 steps forward and then you make like 4 steps backwards.
People always talk about things. Oh, it's better now. No, guys, it's worse.
And the thing that I would like to make clear is that, like, I am not somebody who believes in, like, that politics will change anything. But I think that what happens in these races is that they're very symbolic of what's the state of America, the state of the union, for in relation to this. Like, it really reflects, like, where we are as Americans. And so, although I don't believe that politics will change the course of where we go, I do think it depicts where we are, and the fact that, like, this is happening. I'm sorry, y'all, we keep pausing because we're watching the images on TV. But the fact that this is happening shows that, like, we still have so far to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, y'all gotta understand, man. We are watching some shit unfold right now, man. And hopefully, I know they probably be like, what the fuck are these niggas pausing for? But no, y'all gotta understand that this is really, it's really going down out here, man. And this is like a live show. This is not even like one of them, a lot of our shit is pre-recorded and we put it up, but this is like a live show, so hopefully you in the mood to kind of just like whenever y'all hear this.
It's not gonna be live for them though.
Yeah, but hopefully they're in the mood to kind of just sit back and hear the play-by-play. Because I'm telling you,
when you get a chance, go on YouTube and watch images from the Chicago rally at UIC during the Trump speech, which he had to cancel because of the fear of public safety, which was probably smart because had he came out there, they would not have let him get a word in.
Definitely. And the thing about it is, the irony of this shit is racist. Like we live, like you say, it's not a post-racist society. This is a current racist society. We still have the black people who are voting. You still got to vote for somebody white.
Yeah.
So think about that. When we talk about,
we want to get past the whole race thing, but you still have to vote for somebody who doesn't have all your best interests at heart.
Who doesn't relate to you at all.
They don't. They just don't. And so
from the womb.
Like, I was reading something that I was had dead on where it said that, like, during this election, like, most black people are not going to be voting for anybody, but instead they'll be voting against Trump, really, because it's like, for example, if Hillary wins the Democratic ticket, where most people are going to vote for her, but they're not going to vote for her because they support her. They're going to vote for her because they're voting against Trump.
That's a terrible reason to vote.
Right?
That is the worst reason to vote, just because that's being puppeteered.
But I think that it's like you are trying to ensure that, like, you are living in a society that may not be as great as it can be, but it definitely is not gonna. It won't be as worse as it can be. Like you have to choose between the lesser.
Yeah, and I'm not with that let's say two evil shit. None of these candidates have shown me a damn thing. I am not voting for anybody. That's my stance. And I feel like honestly, other people shouldn't vote for anybody. Other people in my situation shouldn't vote for anybody either because they don't have your best interest in mind. Because I feel like we have similar interests. I have a child who will grow up in this America and will probably be around your children. I'm talking about black people right now. You know what I mean? My people, black millennials especially. And they gonna grow up. They might date she might date your son. You know what I mean? You might become her in-laws. You know what I mean? So we all are affected by this shit. So I am choosing to say I'm straight on all of this shit until somebody comes up with my issue. Because if you didn't vote, the impact that would make, this message that sends is a whole totally different fucking message, man.
You ain't gonna send no messages because nobody will even know that you existed or
No,
that
no,
you
I mean
even
not
had a
me. I mean
voice.
if we all did not vote,
You know that's not gonna happen.
I know it's
though.
not gonna happen, but that's just my perfect world. I'd be like, damn, though, you know, because at the same time, man, Trump is a product of this political system. He's smart, man. He know what the fuck he doing. He knows what he's doing.
He's an imposter.
Yeah, he's a scam artist, but that's the world we live in. So yeah, man. So let's go ahead and wrap up this shit here. You know, my final thought is this. Just pray. Just pray, man. And have faith, man, that everything will be okay because it's about to go down.
I think everything's gonna be all right. I mean, people are flighty. Things are they get excited about something and then it dies down. It's just a moment right now in history that won't last long.
Yeah. The hell. So, until next time, man, we are logging off from Under the Influence, Cocktails, and Consciousness.
Bye.